Good morning, first graders. Mrs. Martin here. I'm so excited to be reading together again today. Today, while we read The Rainbow Fish by Marcus Pfister, we are going to be focusing on character traits. Character traits can be inside or outside traits that describe the character in your story. Inside traits are things like thoughts and feelings the character has, dialogue, so the talking back and forth between the characters, or even the actions of the character. Outside character traits are things you can see, adjectives that describe the character or the way the character looks. For example, an inside character trait of Mrs. Martin is she is a happy person. An outside character trait of Mrs. Martin is she has long hair. So while we're reading The Rainbow Fish, you are going to be hunting for character traits about the rainbow fish. Here we go. A long way out in the deep blue sea, there lived a fish. Not just an ordinary fish, but the most beautiful fish in the entire ocean. His scales were every shade of blue and green and purple, with sparkling silver scales among them. The other fish were amazed at his beauty. They called him Rainbow Fish. "Come on, Rainbow Fish," they would call. "Come and play with us." But the Rainbow Fish would just glide past, proud and silent, letting his scales shimmer. One day, a little blue fish followed after him. "Rainbow Fish," he called, "wait for me. Please give me one of your shiny scales. They are so wonderful, and you have so many." "You want me to give you one of my special scales? Who do you think you are?" cried the Rainbow Fish. "Get away from me." Shocked, the little blue fish swam away. He was so upset he told all his friends what had happened. From then on, no one would have anything to do with the Rainbow Fish. They turned away when he swam by. What good were the dazzling, shimmery scales with no one to admire them? Now he was the loneliest fish in the entire ocean. One day, he poured out his troubles to the starfish. "I really am beautiful. Why doesn't anybody like me?" "I can't answer that for you," said the starfish. "But if you go beyond the coral reef to a deep cave, you will find the wise octopus. Maybe she can help you." The Rainbow Fish found the cave. It was a very dark cave. He couldn't see anything. Then suddenly 2 eyes caught him in their glare, and the octopus emerged from the darkness. "I have been waiting for you," said the octopus with a deep voice. "The waves have told me your story. This is my advice. Give a glittering scale to each of the other fish. You will no longer be the most beautiful fish in the sea, but you will discover how to be happy." "I can't," the Rainbow Fish started to say. The octopus had already disappeared into a dark cloud of ink. "Give away my scales, my beautiful shiny scales? Never! How could I ever be happy without them?" Suddenly, he felt the light touch of a fin. The little Rainbow Fish was back. The little blue fish was back. "Rainbow Fish, please don't be angry. I just want one little scale." The Rainbow Fish wavered. "Only one very, very small shimmery scale," he thought. "Well, maybe I wouldn't miss just one." Carefully, the Rainbow Fish pulled out the smallest scale and gave it to the little fish. Thank you very much," the little blue fish bubbled playfully as he tucked the shiny scale in among his blue ones. A rather peculiar feeling came over the Rainbow Fish. For a long time, he watched the little blue fish swim back and forth with his new scale glittering in the water. The little blue fish whizzed through the ocean with his new scale flashing. It didn't take long before the Rainbow Fish was surrounded by the other fish, and everyone wanted a glittering scale. The Rainbow Fish shared his scales left and right, and the more he gave away, the more delighted he became. When the water around him filled with glimmering scales, he at last felt at home among the other fish. Finally, the rainbow fish had only one shining scale left. His most prized possessions had been given away, yet he was very happy. "Come on, rainbow fish," they called. "Come on and play with us." "Here I come," said the rainbow fish, and happy as a splash, he swam off to join his friends. And there he is with his one little shimmery scale left. Now, this book teaches a great lesson. The author had a wonderful message in this story. What do you think that was? I agree. It is better to give away things. It makes you happy to be generous and give to your friends. Now let's think about character traits because they changed. At the beginning of our story, how would you describe the rainbow fish? He was lonely, he was stingy, he was beautiful and shiny. And at the end of the book, he wasn't as shiny anymore. He was still a pretty fish, but he only had one shimmery scale. But he had lots of friends and he was happy, right? So sometimes character traits can change through the course of events in the story. Now I want you to turn to a family member, a brother or a sister in your house, maybe mom or dad if they're not busy, and I want you to talk about the rainbow fish's character traits and the author's message in our story. And this week, while you're reading your stories each day for homework, think about the character traits and the author's message in your books. Happy reading! I miss you all!